Okay,
And
Jane, go ahead.
if you're able to give me permission to share my screen, I will put my presentation up as well.
Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. There you go. You should have permission now.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. While I'm getting that figured out, my name is Jane Reich. I am from REACH. I am the Education and Health Promotion Supervisor here, so I mainly work with the education program. I have been here for presentation.
We can see that you have it on the screen here to load it, but it's not up yet. It may be just taking its sweet time because it's Monday. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, now it's just you. There. Now we can all see it.
Okay, perfect.
Technology
I've
is
been
great
here.
when it works.
Exactly. I've been here for 3 years. I have a undergrad degree in health studies from the University of Regina, and I'm currently taking my master in public health from the University of Alberta School of Public Health. So I will just jump right in. I'm going to start with our REACH programs, just to give you a little bit of background on those. Those are also some more affordable options for some nutritious foods. So these are all the resources that I will present to you. I have the presentation here, and our brochures for all of our programs are on our website, which is reachinregina.ca. I have the Canada's Food Guide. There's 2 versions of it. Those ones are all online, but I can send the link to you if you would like. And then all of the ones below that I have sent to Cindy, so she has all of those. So I will first touch on REACH as the organization, and then our food programs, followed by Canada's Food Guide, meal planning, some shopping and money saving tips, and then some packing lunches tips. So what is REACH? This is a YouTube link at the bottom. It gives you a little bit more background about who we are, what we do, the background about how REACH came to be. It's a 12-minute video, so I won't share it here, but feel free to find it on YouTube if you're interested. REACH is a nonprofit food organization dedicated to food security. And if you're unaware, food security is having access to safe, culturally acceptable, and affordable food with the opportunity to obtain it through non-emergency sources. All of the food we sell here is purchased. We do not take food donations like the food bank does. We sell all of our food at not-for-profit rates. So we buy wholesale and sell to you at wholesale cost as well. So we don't have a markup like the grocery stores. We don't make money on anything that we sell, aside from a small portion only to cover the cost of us being here and the building. REACH is an umbrella association for a wide range of healthy food programs. We have quite a few programs going on, and they're all getting started back up again after COVID, because lots of them had shut down. But our programs are all delivered through almost 200 organizations and schools to ensure that all people in Regina have access to safe, affordable, and nutritious food. So we have 5 main programs. There are a few others beyond this, but these include the Good Food Box, the Family Basket, convenience meals, mobile grocery stores, and cooking programs. So the link at the top there is another YouTube video that shares basically an example of what could be in a good food box on any given week. This one is only 2 minutes long. So the good food box is a box of fresh fruits and vegetables that we sell to you at not-for-profit prices. And this can often save you 30 to 50% of your grocery bill because we don't sell it at a markup. So each of our neighborhood depots has a coordinator. We have depots across the city, and we're working to secure some more depots across the city to make things more accessible. So you would order at the depot and pay the coordinator in advance. And then the produce for each box is brought to our warehouse where we have volunteers who carefully go through all of the produce and pack the boxes. This is all done on Wednesdays. So then our delivery drivers pick up the boxes from our office here, and then they deliver throughout the city within hours of the truck showing up. The truck usually shows up at about 7:30, and the boxes are usually gone by 11. And then you would pick up your box from the depot that you had ordered from. The neighborhood depots you can order every 2 weeks, or at our location here, we do it every single week. And there's a map of the Good Food Box depots on our website, so you can see which one is closest to you, or which one is most accessible to you. Some of them have different hours, so there's a couple that are a little bit later that might be better. All of the Good Food Boxes, except for the Fruit Deluxe, come with 6 standard produce. So you usually get potatoes, tomatoes, lettuce, apples, oranges, and bananas, and then the additional contents depend on the price we can get them at and if they're in season. So there's 4 different sizes of boxes. The first one is the Mini Supreme, that's the smallest one. Then the Gardener's Choice, and then the Harvest is the biggest one. And then there's also the Fruit Deluxe, which is just a box of all fruit. So there's no potatoes, tomatoes, or lettuce. It's just apples, oranges, bananas, and then there's a few extras in there to fill up the rest of the cost. So all of them come with those standards, and then the rest of the cost is on additional items that are in season or whatever. There are also add-ons that are available. These you can see in the brochure. These include the pantry pack, which has your pantry staples like eggs, bread, pasta, rice, soup. And then there's the breakfast box, which comes with a few breakfast staples like cereals, some juice, and some pancake mix. There is extra bags you can purchase. One is called the Very Veggie, which gives you a few extra vegetables. There is one for fun fruits, which is some extra fruits. And I think that's it for add-ons. Our next program is the Family Basket. This one is available to anyone on social assistance. So it is $30 per box, and you have the choice to purchase it once or twice a month. This one includes vegetables, fruit, just like we had talked about before, and then it has your dry goods from the pantry pack, which is pasta, rice, eggs, bread, and then it comes with a 4 liter of milk. And then there is a bonus if you would pick up of 2 pounds of ground beef, or if you're willing to give up the ground beef, we do offer delivery for that program. The cost for the Family Basket is approximately 30% cheaper than the grocery store. So this one also saves you some money. And to apply, you just need to fill out the registration form that you can find here in the office or on the website, or we can mail you one as well. And as of the summer of 2022, anyone who is on the new SIS program, you would have to pay us directly. Previously, anyone on social assistance would be able to have the cost of the Family Basket deducted directly off of their benefits check. But currently only the SED applicants are able to do that, so those on the disability program. Otherwise, you'd have to pay us directly. Our next program is the convenience meals. So these are a variety of meals that are frozen. They're made fresh in Ontario, frozen, and then shipped to us. They're all suitable for normal and diabetic diets. There are many that are low fat, low calorie, low sodium. And then we also have a few special diet items for renal diets, gluten-free, and then we also can order in pureed or minced meals if that is a requirement as well. Each meal costs $7, and then we also have little soups. They're individual size soups for $2.50. And then we also offer dairy products like your milk and yogurt, cheese, bakery items such as bread, and then your fresh fruits and vegetables you can add on as well. For this program, we offer delivery, or you can pick up here at our office. Any orders that are under $59 are subject to a delivery fee of $6.50. And to order for this program, you can give us a call, you can fax, you can email, you can mail. As long as we have the items that you want to order, you can pay on delivery, or you can, pay in advance over the phone. Our mobile grocery stores. These are essentially they're grocery stores that come to you. So we pack up our produce, our bread and baking, our canned goods, dry goods, dairy. We pack those up and bring them to some specified locations, and then you can come up to us at these locations at the times we're there, and you can pay with cash for whatever you would like at the store. So you can purchase these items without the markup of grocery stores. So we attend each store once per week at select locations. The only community store that we currently have right now is the YWCA Community Mobile Store. It is open and operating every Monday from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. And the address is 1940 McIntyre Street. So it's right by City Hall. And you're more than welcome to pop on in and grab a couple things if you'd like, or stock up on your whole grocery order. And you can also pre-order for the store. So you would fill out the form, or give us a call and we'll fill out the form. Tell us exactly what you're looking for. And we will pack it up in a bag for you, bring it straight to the store, and all you have to do is pay for it and take it home. So this ensures that you can get everything that you want, or if you have a special request for a different type of bread, or if you want some ground beef or something special, you can ensure that you can get it. And you also get to skip the crowd picking through everything. And finally, we have our cooking programs. These are the things that I mostly focus on. So I have some programs for preschool. I have some programs for after school age, or for elementary school age in after school, targeted for grades 3 to 6. We also do adult and community kitchens. The community kitchens are still kind of on hold as we try and determine the future of the education program here, but we do some specific groups for adults. We focus on recipes that are easy to do, they're cost effective, they're healthy, and especially for the kids, we try and focus on recipes that have items that you usually have in your home already, or things that they can make for younger siblings if their parents aren't home or are busy. Just simple things that they can take home and share with the family. So I'm just going to touch on the Canada's Food Guide. So Canada's Food Guide over the years has changed quite often. The old Canada's Food Guide was a little bit confusing with all of the food groups and the servings, the number of servings, the serving sizes, and it was difficult to understand. So they have updated it in the past few years, which now provides more of a visual idea of what your plate should look like, instead of specific serving recommendations. So Canada's Food Guide describes healthy eating patterns that recommend your meals based on scientific evidence. So this is your ensuring that you're getting all of the nutrients that you need to stay healthy and reduce your risk of chronic diseases, such as those listed here. And it helps achieve overall health and vitality in combination with physical activity. So the Canada's Food Guide alone will not achieve best results without the addition of physical activity. So this on the left here is the Canada's Food Guide that is current. It is available in English and other languages. Those are all found online on the Government of Canada website. I can send a link if you would like. And on the right is the current, it's a little bit outdated, but it's the current Canada's Food Guide for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, which is available in a few different languages as well. Also found on the Government of Canada website. So the Food Guide for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis is tailored to reflect the traditions and food choices of First Nations peoples, and it complements the Canada's Food Guide. So it's not made to operate on its own. It's supposed to be in partnership with the other food guide, although because it is outdated and still based on the old food guide, it's a little bit more difficult to complement and figure that out. But the circle on the cover instead of the traditional rainbow on the other food guide reflects the importance of food as a link to the land, to family, community, and as an element of spirituality. And this food guide also includes traditional foods as examples for food guide servings. So for planning meals, so this slide goes, these next couple slides, I guess, go hand in hand with the Menu Planning 101 handout that I had sent to Cindy. So that's kind of where I pulled these from. But when you're meal planning, organization is key. So what you want to do is make a plan for the entire week, set your budget, especially if you are on limited income. You want to set your budget before you make it to the grocery store. This ensures that you won't make any choices that could put you over budget. So make a grocery list of items that you need before you head out. Take stock of what you already have at home. Try to avoid running out of pantry staples. So if you can, keep a stock of things like rice, pasta, tomato sauce, soups, those kinds of things. That makes it really easy to make a plan for a meal any day of the week, even if your meal plan has gone off the rails. Those things are usually helpful in deciding what to make. When you're shopping, you want to look for specials, bargains, and sales. So you can check the flyers, use coupons. There's lots of different apps and websites now that you can find coupons in, and compare prices. So lots and lots of stores will price match for items. So if you do all of your shopping at Superstore and you see that Sobeys has a cheaper price on one item, you can pull up the flyer, the current flyer for that item, and show it to your cashier, and they will price match for the exact same item as long as it is the same and the same amount. They'll price match so that you can get the sale at Superstore as well. Try and make only one shopping trip per week if possible. This will limit your gas consumption if you drive, bus fares. This will also it'll save you time. So you have more time to do extra things. And try and incorporate at least 3 food groups in each meal. You don't have to hit every food group. I know that's quite difficult, especially if you're on a limited income. But if you can hit at least 3 food groups in each meal, then you can get a good amount of nutrients. 4 shopping and money saving tips. So you can stretch your meals by adding lentils, peas, or beans, or other plant-based proteins to extend your ground meats. So if you have ground beef or ground chicken, ground turkey, add some of those plant-based proteins and it will get you further. It'll add more protein to your meal, but it will be less cost to you because meat is getting quite expensive. But lentils, peas, and beans are still, they're also increasing in cost, but they're still at a more reasonable price, and they're a cheaper source of protein than the meat. So when you're cooking at home, try and cook from scratch, order less fast food in restaurants. That one's kind of more obvious. Fast food in restaurants are really expensive, and they often have empty calories. So what that means is you're eating a lot of food, you're paying a lot of money for food that is mostly calories from things you won't get nutrients from. So when you cook from home, you can ensure that you have all of your food groups and you're getting the proper nutrients from it. It's not processed foods, and the calories that you're eating are going to benefit you more than they will if you eat from fast food and restaurant foods. When you're cooking at home, you can borrow cookbooks from the library. There's lots and lots of recipes online. But those ones often even have reviews and tips to help you improve the recipe. Or if it's not a good recipe, you can avoid it because lots of times it'll have 2 stars out of 5 or something. You can also prepare meals with friends and family. So especially if you don't know how to cook or you feel not confident cooking or uncomfortable cooking, reach out, ask a friend, ask a family member. There's lots of different cooking classes you can take, or places that teach cooking classes that are more than happy to give you tips and tricks on cooking at home for yourself. There's lots of in-person programs and online resources that you can take advantage of. But always remember that it takes patience and practice to be a good cook. So I promise you, even if it turns out good the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, you're going to mess something up and something's not going to turn out and you'll be upset. But you don't have to be upset. It takes patience and practice. Even Red Seal chefs make mistakes all the time. So be patient with yourself when you are cooking at home. Create easy menus at home. Overlap ingredients. So spread ingredients over several meals. So when you buy a bag of bell peppers, for example, use those in multiple meals so that you don't end up with shriveled up peppers at the end of the week. Use them in meals meant for leftovers, such as casseroles, soups, stews. You can do fruits in muffins and smoothies. This way you use up everything that you pay for and also eliminate food waste. Also cook in batches. So this would be cooking for multiple meals or multiple days at a time. It takes the same amount of effort and time as cooking one meal at a time, but you get twice as much, 3 times as much food. And so you can freeze it into smaller portions or refrigerate it in the fridge and save that time further down the week. So all you have to do is pop it in the microwave or back in the oven, and you don't have to do any of the prep work. Using a slow cooker is really helpful for this because you can use the slow cooker and cook a huge batch all at once and then portion it up into a few different meals and use it throughout the week. And my favorite tip is avoid the convenience products. So when you're walking through Sobeys or Safeway and they have these fruits that you can see up in the picture at the top there, those fruits that are already cut up and put into plastic containers, those cost 3 to 4 times as much as it would if you bought the whole unwashed fruit. So if you just bought a melon, you'd probably you'd probably pay about $3 or $4 for the whole melon, but a container like that can often cost up to $8, even though all they did was wash it and cut it into pieces. So pay for the whole melon, cut it up yourself, and it will be a ton of money. When you're at home cooking and you notice something is out or you're running low on something, write it down on a grocery list. Keep that grocery list either on your refrigerator, or I have an app on my phone that has a grocery list that I can share with everyone that I live with, so that when someone else notices something is running low, they can add it to the list and everyone can see it, so that when we're out shopping, everyone has the same grocery list and we don't end up buying doubles of everything. And follow the FIFO rule. So this is a rule that they often teach in food safety classes. So when you purchase a new product, you want to check the date on it and make sure that you have the oldest products in the front, most accessible to you, and the newer products in behind, so that you are more inclined to use the older products and the newer products will be used after. So this avoids waste and avoids things going bad and making you sick. You can also grow your own fruits and vegetables. A pack of seeds can supply you with your own fruits and veggies for the cost of only seeds in the water, or if you choose to use fertilizer and soil from the store. But this will provide you with your own fruits and veggies for a small fraction of the cost of what you would pay for in the grocery store. Finally, take advantage of community kitchens and cooking programs, because these are often quite affordable and you can cook with friends and family and take advantage of someone else's knowledge. So especially if you're uncomfortable cooking, use those to your advantage to get some tips and tricks. Use a grocery shopping list based on your budget. So only buy things that you need and minimize impulse buying. The best way to do this is to make your grocery list before you leave and never go shopping when you're hungry. You always want to snack before you go shopping, because when you're out shopping, everything is more enticing when you're hungry, especially if you are someone who seems to always snack when you're grocery shopping. I do that all the time, so I always try and go so I can avoid. And yes, again, compare. So check the flyers, compare. So like generic or brand products, like no name, value, presence, compliments, on your thing else. These be less expensive than brand names like Campbell's, Robin Hood, right? And so these are less expensive on their sale. This is why to compare things rather than just grab store. They're not always cheaper. Store will be regular price, while brand names are and can offer.
We just got to notice that your sound is breaking up. I'm not sure why it is, but it's cutting in and out a little bit. So just so you know, I mean, people can see what's on the screen, but you are cutting in and out just on this particular slide. So.
Oh. Try you.
Yeah, keep going. You're still cutting in and out a little bit, but I'm not sure how to help with that. So just keep doing your best.
About that.
So far, so good.
And in that terms, the best way to always you are keep it. Again, avoid the pre-sliced, prepackaged, and the whole the whole item. When it's in season, the cheap quality than it. So, for example, right now, different berries are in, and so better quality and cheaper now than before. You are,
So people can get this because it just broke up. He just said that different berries are in season. So buy what's in season for the most part. And those kind of things.
if you are someone who knows that all of the all of your milk before you can powder, this is also a cheaper alternative to dairy. Whole milk, almond milk, those both dairy milk, depending on where you shop. And good food, again, will save you groceries. And in a or season, sodium, canned, frozen, or options. These are just as good as they are just, especially to those who live in places like Saskatchewan where you cannot always get here. Stock up on options for your staples when you're able to. Buy in bulk when say things perishable or goods, your products, laundry soap, toiletries, buy in bulk when you're able, when they're on sale, save you a little bit more money in the long run. Loyalty and rewards at the grocery store will often get you discounts or extra coupons, and watch for in-store deals. Special will go on sale. Often those ones are only at a particular store. So often Freshco, for example, here in Regina will they'll have manager specials, but it'll only be at one of the store locations and not the other one. It depends on the stock that they have. And try farmers markets. So sometimes you can find deals at the end of the day. These always contain the freshest fruits and vegetables that you can find. And at the end of the day, the sellers don't want to bring all of their produce home. So quite often they will discount things right at the end of the farmer's market instead of packing it up and taking it back. When you are grocery shopping, you want to hug the walls. So this means try and shop the outer aisles of the store for fresh and nutritious foods. Lots of the center aisles have processed foods that are high in sugar, salt, and fat. This is usually where you'll find things like the pop, the chips, the cookies. However, there are some exceptions to this rule. For example, Sobeys often will have pop and chips on the outside of the wall. So just pay attention. But generally, as a general rule, the outer aisles are the best places to look. When you are shopping for something specific, look up and down the shelf. So if you're looking for a type of soup, make sure you look up above the soup and down below, because the expensive brand names tend to be at an average eye level on the shelves. They're trying to entice you to spend more money on these items. So they'll put the cheaper ones above and below where most people won't even bother to look. And read the label. So many products with the expensive brand names will have different options for low salt, low sodium, low sugar. Make sure you're selecting products with lower levels of these. Check best before dates. So longer best before dates will stay fresher longer. And stores will often have deals on short dated items. I know Freshco, the Co-op, Sobeys, these all will have a neon colored sticker on it that'll say, take me home 30% off. This is usually when items are going to pass their best before date in the next day or two. But make sure if you're purchasing these items that you use the product before it goes bad, because you don't want to waste the food and your money that you spent on it. So if you see those things, plan to use it the day you purchased it or even the next day. There is also a difference between best before and expiry on date. And so pay attention to these, because best before dates usually mean that the product you're purchasing will be of better quality before this date. The expiry on date usually means that it will go bad on that date or after that date. And so you want to ensure that you're not eating these items after the expiry date, because it may make you sick. But the best before dates, you can quite often stretch it, especially things like milk. So if you can keep the lid on your milk, put it back in the fridge as soon as you use it, try to keep it cool and in the fridge as much as possible. You can often extend the best before date before it goes sour by almost 2 weeks sometimes. So you don't have to dump it as soon as it hits the best before date. And avoid the sweets in the checkout aisles. They're there because you stand in line and you're waiting and looking for something to do. Just try and avoid them if at all possible, because it is, again, empty calories and will not be friendly to your budget. And finally, I have some tips for packing lunches. This could be for yourself or if you have children as well. So when you're packing a healthy lunch, make sure you wash your hands to reduce the spread of germs. Use an insulated lunch bag and wash it or wipe it out every single day. Keep your cold food hot, or your cold foods cold and your hot foods hot. And for hot foods, you want to heat the food first and put it into an insulated container, like a thermos pictured here. These are quite often and can be found at stores like Walmart or Superstore. These are especially good if you don't have access to a microwave. These are just some healthy lunch ideas. So you can use raw vegetables and fruits. You can do hard-boiled eggs for some protein, some muffins, nuts, soy or sunflower butters, cheeses, lentil curries, flatbread, rice noodles, stews, beans and rice. English muffin pizzas are a really fun one. You can even do those in the microwave. And you can also do salad in the jar, which keeps things nice and crispy and fresh. And so here's just some contact information for us. Our office is at 1350 Osler Street, which is a block from Value Village. If you wanted to come visit us in the office, and then our phone, fax, email, mail, and website are listed here as well.
Thanks very much for this, Dane. It was very informative. If you have any questions, you can just simply take your mic off or put them in the chat. And I know for certain, because I've done it, if you get off this presentation and you have questions afterward, Dane and the staff there are incredible. They'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Absolutely. Or if you're wanting a copy of this presentation, you can send me an email as well, and I can send it to you.
And I'm also going to send it out, which is why we recorded it. I'm also going to send it out to everyone who is registered, because I know there were some folks that something came up and they were unable to make it today. So I'm also gonna send it out from our end as well.
Perfect.
Anything else or last minute thoughts from anyone? You should have it on some of the information we copied. If not, you will receive a copy of this PowerPoint in your email later on today as well. All right, thank you very much, Dane. Pleasure to work with you again. And I know people will reach out with you to you if they need to.
Great. Thank you so much, Cindy.
You're welcome. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.